Hello everyone and welcome to the Model Turbo tutorial. Today I'll be showcasing how you can leverage Model Turbo to accelerate your HOT 2000 modeling needs by instantly transforming your data collection form into an energy model within seconds. We'll begin by navigating to the tutorial page where you can find the Model Turbo data collection form. This is the form that we'll be using to generate the HOT 2000 model once it's been filled out. You will need to make a copy of this in your Google Drive in order to make edits to it. Once that's done, you can go ahead and start filling in your data. For this tutorial, I'll be using the example data collection form, which can also be found on the tutorial page. This form is already populated with data and can be used to practice using Model Turbo. As you can see here, all the cells are already pre-filled. The orange cells are the ones that will be used when generating the energy model. Let's go ahead and make a copy of this data collection form as well for the sake of this tutorial, so that you can see how to use the orange cells, since some of them are in the form of drop-down menus, while others you need to manually fill in yourself with the required data. As we can see over here, the air test table requires us to use drop-down menus for the equipment type. You select either the Minneapolis Model 3 or the Retrotec 5000. You will also need to select the ring types from the drop-down menus. It is important to make sure that you are selecting the correct equipment with the correct rings to avoid any modeling errors. In the recommended upgrade report table, you can enter in your custom upgrade comments, which will also be found in the energy model once it has been generated. Moving on to the next section of the data collection form, we can use drop-down menus to select the front orientation, number of stories, house type, and foundation soil type. We can also use the drop-down menus to select the primary heating system type for the type of furnace, as well as the domestic hot water heater type and the central cooling system as well. The data collection form also has a window section that you can populate with your window labels and dimensions, and this will also be generated into the HOT 2000 model when using Model Turbo. The window labels must follow the naming convention seen here in the example data collection form. For example, we see front F1 1, where front indicates the side of the house, F1 is the floor, and -1 is the window number. So in this case, we have one window on the first floor on the front of the house. That's then followed by front F1 2, which means we have a second window on the first floor on the front of the house. Scrolling through the rest of the windows, you can see that they all follow this exact format, where it's the side of the house, the floor of the house, followed by the window number. For the last part of the data collection form, let's go ahead and look at all the values and dimensions that we'll need to populate the energy model with. We can see that the foundation, first floor, second floor, and third floor have all been assigned a perimeter, a floor area, along with a wall height, number of corners, and intersections. At the bottom, we also see the perimeter adjacent to unconditioned space. So this would be the value of your garage wall. And then you'll put the garage corners, intersection, height of highest ceiling, along with the exposed floor area and exposed floor length. And all of these will automatically be imported into the HOT 2000 model once it's been generated by Model Turbo. This also applies to the roof and flat ceiling information that we see at the top left of the data collection form. So the flat area, the eave length, the heel height, and the slope will all be imported into HOT 2000. Let's go ahead and generate the HOT 2000 model from this data collection form. In order to do this, we need to download it as a Microsoft Excel workbook. Note that this will work regardless of whether you have Microsoft Excel or not. After you've downloaded it, we can go ahead and upload it to the Model Turbo website. You can then run a quality assurance check on the data collection form to make sure that it complies with the Model Turbo requirements. If there are any issues, Model Turbo will prompt you with a list of things to fix. Now we can go ahead and check out before we generate the model. It costs $5 per model, and once you've checked out, you will come across a page confirming your checkout and letting you know that you will receive a receipt by email. And now that we've paid, we can close both payment pages and continue to generate the model from the home page that we were on before. And that's the final step for using Model Turbo. You can now open that downloaded file and you will see a message telling you that it was created with a previous version of Hot 2000. You can go ahead and save this with your current version of Hot 2000 and it will automatically update it to the current version. And there you have it. That's your first model generated through Model Turbo. Feel free to use this example as many times as you like. It's completely free when using the example DCF. And now for the rest of the tutorial, I'll be scrolling through the Hot 2000 model and displaying how all the orange cells from the data collection form have been imported into Hot 2000, including your window labels and their dimensions, wall dimensions, ceiling dimensions, flooring, and everything else that's in orange. You will also find that Model Turbo will always generate some recommended upgrades. These upgrades are an air source heat pump with an upgraded furnace, an air source heat pump water heater, and a heat recovery ventilator. So just before signing off here, there are some closing comments to keep in mind when using Model Turbo. The first is that although the DCF is in the form of an Excel workbook or a Google spreadsheet, you can go ahead and make edits to it as much as you like, as long as the cell locations are not changed, regardless of whether they're orange or white. They must remain in place. If they are moved, Model Turbo won't work correctly. So feel free to change the colors and the labeling however you like, but do not change the location of the cells because they are mapped to Model Turbo in that way. If they are moved, it will not work. Lastly, as you may have seen either from the video or going through the model yourself, there are still some elements that need to be filled in by the Energy Advisor themselves. Again, because only the orange cells were imported into Hot 2000. So elements such as insulation must be changed by the Energy Advisor along with the cladding and anything else that you see missing in the energy model. In future updates, the number of orange cells will increase in the data collection form, making it more flexible for energy advisors to import their data collection form directly into Hot 2000. Stay tuned for updates, and goodbye for now.